Hello friends, my name is Michelle Fondin and I'm the author of the new book, Enlightened Medicine, Your Power to Get Well Now, an integrative approach to healing the 7 deadly lifestyle diseases. And this month only, I am giving away 25 audiobooks of this book, which is 8.5 hours, so it's great to listen to on your commute to and from work, or when you're driving the kids around. You can listen and learn about integrative health and how to improve your health each day in every way. So I'm giving those away when you support me on Patreon. I'll have the link below, www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin. If you pledge $10 a month or more, I will send you a copy of the audiobook on Audible. You'll get a promo code, you can plug it in, and you can download your free audiobook of Enlightened Medicine, Your Power to Get Well Now, if you pledge your support on Patreon. Today, we're going to talk about healing is more than the physical body. You know, in Western medicine, we really place our focus on the physical body, on this body of flesh and bones, and we only place our awareness there. Sometimes we work on mental, but most of the time, 99% of the time, we're working on the physical body. So what does that mean for you? That means you go to your doctor with a certain set of symptoms, you have complaints, you're not sleeping well, you're gaining excess weight, you have aches and pains, your lower back hurts, you're getting migraines. So you go with a set of symptoms to your doctor. Your doctor listens to you, runs a few tests, maybe takes your blood, does an x-ray, MRI, CAT scan, whatever it is, and then in the end, one of two things happen. The first thing is your doctor will prescribe a prescription medication to you, 1, 2, 3, 4, however many you need to quell those symptoms. The second thing that might happen is the doctor will refer you to a surgeon who will either do a biopsy or surgery. Those are really the only choices that you have if you are experiencing discomfort, symptoms, and disease. And that is a very limited model to your healing, because healing is not just about the physical body. It really isn't. It's so much more integrative than that, because you are not just a physical body. You are an integrative person, including your body, mind, emotions, soul, spirit, your relationships, your career, your environment. Everything all together comprise who you are and contribute toward your healing. Let me give you an example. For a person who is in a household with an abusive spouse and is getting a lot of migraines, for example, all the pills in the world are not going to help that person cure his or her migraines. It's just not going to happen, because the root cause of the problem hasn't been taken away. In this case, it would be the abusive spouse. That problem hasn't been treated. So by you taking pills to get rid of those migraines, it's not going to cure the problem. Do you understand how this works? For example, a child who is being bullied at school and has excessive stomach pains at night. Every single night, this child has excessive stomach pains with diarrhea and vomiting. These parents bring the child to the doctors and they run tests, upper GI tests, lower GI tests. They run all kinds of tests, ultrasounds. They don't find anything. They give this child medications to help with the diarrhea, to help with the vomiting, and still the problem isn't resolved, because the real problem is that the child is being bullied at school. So do you understand how disease is very dynamic? It's extremely integrative, and that if we don't look at all the aspects of the disease process that there is no way that we can heal. Let's take, for example, a chronic lifestyle illness like diabetes. We look at the disease of diabetes, we look at it from a physical perspective, and we say, okay, the pancreas is not working as well to release the insulin in order to lower the blood sugar when you have food. And we look at the symptomology of the disease of diabetes, like excessive urination, dry mouth, excessive thirst, body flesh just melting away for true diabetics. We look at the extreme fatigue. We look at the hypoglycemia. So we look at things like that, but we don't look to the root cause of the problem. Now, in the case of type 1 diabetes, it is a genetic disorder, usually diagnosed early in childhood, but let's speak about our chronic lifestyle illness of type 2 diabetes, which is our epidemic of this era in the United States. It's one of the major epidemics along with addictions. So we're looking at diabetes. Now, if we don't get to the root cause of type 2 diabetes, then we're just throwing insulin at it. We're just making the person worse. Now, what are some of the worsening symptoms of diabetes? We're looking at congestive heart failure. We're looking at other things like high cholesterol, hypertension. We're looking at things like numbness or neuropathy in the hands and feet and legs. We're looking at amputation of the limbs. We're looking at a lot of grave symptoms of a lifestyle disease like type 2 diabetes. Now, if we start to look at diabetes not only from a physical standpoint, but look at it from an emotional standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, from a relationship standpoint, from a family standpoint, from a societal standpoint, from an environmental standpoint, from a job standpoint, we can start to understand why this has become such an epidemic for us. So this entitlement, for example, to have the largest portions of food available to us at all time, anytime, and the excessiveness of the eating, the excessiveness of the sedentary lifestyle, the screen time, which actually slows down your metabolism rather than picks up that metabolism, the families who ignore each other and they don't foster each other's relationships because they're all on their personal devices, and so they're not spending family time nourishing the soul, nourishing the spirit. People have let go of their spiritual practices and the conventional practices of things like baptism, marriage, those ceremonies that bring families together for home, hearth, and happiness. So we're looking at disease singularly versus looking at it with a more expansive view. Now, for you, if you're dealing with a chronic lifestyle illness, an autoimmune disease, or any other type of disease that is causing you strife in your family, in your household, in yourself, and it's something that has been so hard for you, it's costing you a lot of money, it's costing you time at work, time away from your family, or maybe putting a burden on other family members. As a holistic healing approach, it's really important that you take time to look at that disease and help yourself look at the root cause of the disease. In my book, The Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, I really help you to look at the root cause of that disease. And in this book, Enlightened Medicine, Your Power to Get Well Now, I really help you also to further expand that search by integrating healthier practices to help you really understand the basis for your disease. Now, I'm not saying to take blame for your disease. What I'm saying is take responsibility for it. That somehow you brought this disease into your life and the disease has messages for you. So it's not just about the physical body going wrong. This disease came to you as a message, as a messenger to you to say, hey, guess what? Something is a little off here. Could you take a look at this and explore why I'm in your life? Now, it doesn't have to just be disease, right? You could do this with anything in your life. If you keep getting into car accidents, for example, and you start to make the connection, say, you know what? Why do I keep getting into car accidents? This just doesn't make sense. You have these streaks of bad luck. Or for example, if you have struggles in your finances and you've been ignoring your finances for a long time, or you've just been paying bills late, or you forget to pay bills because you're so busy with the other aspects of your life, having all these late fees or having bad things happen in your finances, it's a good idea to probably take a look at your finances. So disease is no different from that. Do you understand that when a disease shows up in your life, when it comes into your life, don't look at it as your physical body going wrong. Look at it as an opportunity to take stock of your life and what is going on, and start to look at all the aspects of your life. Look at what's going on in my relationship, my primary relationship. A lot of times it's people's primary relationship, whether it's with their spouse, their parents, a significant other, or their children. If they don't look at that primary relationship, that love connection, if there's something desperately wrong there, then if you don't fix that, it's going to be hard to cure your disease, because there's just something taking away that healing energy from you. So look at healing that, your relationships, your emotional health. If you're stuck to your past, for example, if you had a traumatic experience in your past and you're stuck to that, and that's something that keeps coming up for you, it's a good idea to probably take a look at that and work on letting that go. Now, in both of those books on healing, The Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda and Enlightened Medicine, I do talk about letting go of your past. So just take a look at each of these aspects of your health and well-being and make a decision to take responsibility for it. Again, not about blame, not about shame, not about guilt. It's all about embracing it, looking at it for what it is, and then taking a scrutinous search to your entire life and understanding why this disease came to me at this particular moment in my life, so then I can let it go. So thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe to my channel below. Share this video with friends, family, and your dog. Please support me on Patreon. Remember, you can get a free audiobook by subscribing this month to Patreon, pledging at least $10 a month. Thank you so much. The link is below, www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin, and I will see you in the next video.